It's not live streaming for whatever reason, but it is recording. So then Jimmy can post it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Because live streaming, I have to talk to my agent.
I know you would. That's why I wasn't going to suggest it.
Will this scan?
Yeah.
I was just going to grab.
So we have 20. That's one of the largest classes, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to talk about that?
Last year was 23.
That's what I thought. 22 or 23.
So yeah, we've had bigger ones in the recent years. You could slow this down, I suppose, couldn't he? If you needed to. Voila. We'll go right there. Yeah, it catches computer, but that's it. Alrighty. Sweet. I can add that to my list for next year.
Yeah, well, we just need to just give them a heads up.
Yeah. No, the tech has been fantastic. I mean, obviously, they were very, well, and you too, but to let us move the board tables, and they set all of that up, so.
Good.
Yeah. And that's fine. I think we're going to be just fine with,
You got a lot of kids.
yeah. My speeches, I feel like, are a little shorter, and I'm not worried about it. We'll be good. Yeah, that's too bad. It's gone. It's been, Scott, I moved you over, by the way, so where that water is sitting, I flip-flopped you just in case.
Yep.
But, yeah, I mean, we've had a busy couple weeks, and I know you guys too. Right. Well, probably grades and such, or homework. I mean, because I tell you what, I was telling Brad, this year, all of our graduates have been in work last month. I think we had 3 first semester. You know, we're used to kind of staggering throughout the year. And, I mean, I think it's partly because we're on cohort, right? So we're on track. They're graduating when they're supposed to. But I tell you, it's been a busy year. And even the last few weeks have been a heavy haul.
Yeah. I know him and the tax center.
Oh, yeah.
Kids trying to make us best, trying to finish projects.
Hustle, hustle, hustle. How many times have you heard that? Do you believe it?
No.
Oh, it's not. Ready, guys? Let's do this. I think we should get it done. Ready? Go ahead, I'm not ready.
My goal is that by the time I give my 1 and you guys give your 50, then nobody will remember mine.
are here to join us this evening. We're grateful for the families coming out to support graduates, families and friends, and past Learning Center folks. I mentioned earlier, this particular class has a lot of friends of people that we know. So this has been a nice little reunion for me. We're seeing a lot of faces that we haven't seen for a little while, and we get to catch up. So thank you for that opportunity. We try not to be too formal with a whole lot of things, but we really do feel like our graduates are worth the honor of a nice dinner and a nice celebration. And we're grateful that you all took the time to be here, because I think it's a pretty big deal what they've accomplished. So we will be talking through the evening about all of their accomplishments. We're all going to be smiling and maybe crying. And yeah, we just ask that you live in the moment and enjoy that with us. So there are several things I'm going to kind of lead you through. I want to introduce a few people, because we have a lot of help in what we do. And a lot of that is you guys, but in particular, we also have some very important people for our school district that we want to recognize. In the back, they always try to hide, but we have a couple board members who have joined us this evening. Sandy Proskovic is our board president, and John Ludwigson serves on our board. Sitting with them is also one of our executive directors, Brad Dahl. Brad coordinates student services and business affairs. The board obviously is in charge of approving a lot of what we can do. So in education, a lot of our money goes straight back to students, and they help us manage that and decide what goes where. We are extremely grateful for the support of our board, who they are passionate about you guys. They're passionate about our program, but just Fremont in general. They are very community oriented, and we're very fortunate for that. We have a few Learning Center folks who are here to help us this evening. Let's see, way in the back over here. So Denny Harmel is our office associate. So a lot of you know her. And she brought along with her her daughter Holly, who's helping us this evening. Thank you. With them also is Kathy Hagebach Parks, and she worked for Learning Center. She worked for Learning Center in the Fremont High School, so she has been very intricately involved in all of our processes. Also, Emily Montgomery is a new staff member for Fremont, and she's in the back over there. Emily coordinates a new program that Fremont is offering. We started it at semester. It's called JAG. It stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. And she has been really patient because we really hit the ground running. There have been a lot of components to that program. They're very involved in the community. They do a lot of volunteering. And we even have some of our grads that have participated in that. So really cool. And then of course our superintendent, Mark Shepard, is up here, and he will address everybody. And Mike Rosh is Learning Center extraordinaire. I'll just say extraordinaire. So Mike was retired from Learning Center a few years ago, and somehow we convinced him to come back and work for us for free. And so he is our vocational coordinator. He is at Learning Center at least 2 days a week, but he also subs for us, so he's in the building a lot. And you will get to hear some things from him a little bit later. We're very, very, very grateful for the people who support us. And I don't want to take a lot of time because, number one, I didn't prepare anything too formal. I'm just really proud of all of our graduates. And I say that, and I mean it, every year, because I really feel like our students are prepared. They're ready to move on to the next phase of their lives. And there have been some barriers and obstacles, and not only have they persevered, but they really have risen above just kind of an average. They are really 2, 10, 100 steps above what I would expect of people their ages. And so I just am extremely grateful to be in the position that I am, and want to thank all of the families for giving us that opportunity. So what we do, it's pretty amazing, and it's very rewarding and very cool. So I would like to invite Mark Shepard to come up and address the graduates.
Thank you, Leah. And
and I hope you can hear me or I'll have to get down on my knees here. Can you hear in the back there, John?
Yeah.
All right. This is an exciting night. It's an exciting night for you and your family and your friends. It's an exciting night for our school district. One of the highlights of the year, and I truly mean that. And I go to a lot of events, I attend a lot of events. My job requires that, but I also get the opportunity to attend a lot of events. And I will tell you that this one is very special. Tonight we're going to graduate 20 individuals. I think we have 15 or 16 here this evening. But this year, 20 individuals are graduating from high school from our Learning Center program. And that's exciting. It's exciting for me, it's exciting for our Board of Education, it's exciting for our entire administrative staff and teaching staff. We have a staff at the Learning Center that is absolutely second to none, and I think we should give them a round of applause. They do a great job. They are so dedicated. It's amazing. We were going to stream this live tonight, and then Mike Rosh informed me that he hadn't talked to his agent about that yet. Just kidding. But we are videoing this tonight, and then we're going to stream it probably sometime tomorrow, and then it'll be out there. We have a YouTube channel called Black and Gold Media, and so we'll make sure that you have access to that, and Lee will get that information to you so that you can share that with others who maybe weren't able to be here this evening. High school graduation is an opportunity, truly. When you look at the opportunity you have before you, I've talked to several of you this evening already. I hope to talk to many more of you before the evening's over. My question is, what's your next step? And for some, it's to go into the workplace. For some, it's to continue their education. For some, it's to go into some type of technical training. But that opportunity exists because of a high school diploma. That opportunity exists because of what you're being awarded with this evening. And I know some of you completed that earlier this year, and you're already in the workforce. Some of you have completed that earlier this year, and you're already taking classes. And this is the culmination of that for the year. And for your career with Fremont Public Schools. Our Board of Education, we have 2 of our 6 board members here tonight, is 100% behind you. You know, our school district is accredited internationally through the Advanced Ed Accreditation Organization. So that diploma that you received tonight is not just good in Fremont, just good in Nebraska, just good in the United States, but it's absolutely recognized internationally. And you should be very proud of that. You've accomplished a lot. You know, when you think about life and you think about decisions that we make, one decision, one little decision, can have a huge impact on you for the rest of your life. You guys didn't just settle for, I'm going to try to keep plugging my way through at the high school. It's not working great for me, but I'm going to keep plugging. Or I want to see a little different path. Or I want to take the easy way out and I'm going to go, you know, just find a job and not complete my high school education. You made one decision, and that was to come to the Learning Center. And that Learning Center experience has changed your life. You won't recognize that necessarily tonight. You may not recognize that in the next 5 years, but at some point you're going to look back on it and go, wow, that was a very good decision that I made. And that's what life really is. It's about making decisions. You know, I helped my daughter a couple years ago through a really little decision, but it had a huge impact on her life. And I told her when she asked for advice, Dad, what should I do? I said, well, the easy thing to do, the comfortable thing to do, just keep doing what you're doing. But does that get you where you're trying to go? And so she took that on as a challenge. She made that decision, and it's paid dividends and will continue to pay dividends for years to come. So you have much to be proud of. You have much to celebrate. We're excited about it. We have a Board of Education goal to get to 90% graduation rate. We're not there yet. You might say, well, why isn't that goal 100%? Well, I got to tell you, and you guys know the stories, and we're going to hear the stories this evening. To get from 86, 85% where we were to 90% is the hardest work we will ever do. And we continue to work on that and continue to do that. So with that said, I'll be done. Congratulations. Welcome to the graduation of the Learning Center. And your families and your friends should be very proud of you. Thank you.
the fun part, which is where we brag about each one of our graduates. I think Shannon's going to start diplomas, but before she goes, we also want to hear some of the information that Mike has to share. Like I said, he has been our vocational coordinator all year. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into maintaining the hours that our students turn in for us, and he's going to share some of our students' accomplishments for the year.
Good evening, and thank you, Leah. Thank you for the kind words earlier. You just need to know that I've always been proud to be part of Fremont Public Schools. I have confidence in the school called the Fremont Learning Center. I believe in a program that's called Work Experience. Perhaps you noticed the 4 slides throughout the presentation that was looping earlier, and I've got some results from first, second, third, and fourth quarter as far as the number of hours worked, the total dollars that were earned, and the classes completed. I'm going to bring up this slide, and it shows you, it's a very simple spreadsheet that allows me to keep track of what's going on. And just so you know a little bit about the work experience details, students sign a contract with an employer, they turn in their pay stubs to me, the employer has to agree to withhold taxes, Social Security, FICA, all that, and they cannot be paid in cash. They turn their pay stubs in, I record the hours on a spreadsheet, we track them. When they earn 90 hours, we turn in high school credit. It's a great deal. A little cash, a lot of credit. It's a great way to earn high school credit. If you look at the slide, I say work experience so far because we still have 10 days of school left this year. And I'll have pay stubs turned in the next 10 days that will increase these numbers, perhaps significantly. Sometimes I'll get pay stubs turned in that have 75, 80 hours in a 2-week period. So it's pretty impressive what some of these students do. 135.4 classes have been earned so far. And I'm going to point out 11 and a half of those were summer work experience classes that students turned in when they returned to school in August. And I hope to be there this August when they return, and they turn in work pay stubs from when they worked all summer, because there were 11 and a half classes turned in from summer work. An impressive amount of classes. You see the total hours there. Currently it's 111,000, or 11,048 roughly, and that figures out to over $111,000 that these students have earned. 41 students have participated in this program. And I'm very proud of them. I appreciate them working with me. And something that we're doing this year that hadn't been done for a while, we have an award that we're going to give to someone who has recorded the most work experience classes. The next slide should reveal that. Ashley Jones. Please come forward and have a certificate for us.
One more thing, and then we'll start diploma. This is why I have people helping, because I tend to forget things, but as a team, we get it all together. With the diplomas that all of our graduates will receive, there's a special certificate in there. So we partner with Metropolitan Community College, right across the street from us. Todd Hansen is one of the directors. He serves on our school board as well. And he is, he's a pretty amazing guy. He talks to his people, and they talk to their people, and they allow for our students to have the opportunity to take a class at Metro for free. So all of our graduates with their diploma will receive a certificate from him that allows you to take a Metro class, up to 4.5 credit hours, I believe, just to give it a try. And for those of you that are already planning on school in the fall, you would still be able to use that over the next year, like maybe take a summer class or an extra online class that can maybe transfer to university of your choosing. So Metro is one of the most compatible systems that we have. And so I think that's a really big deal and definitely shows the faith that they have for you guys. So can we give them a round of applause? And now, as promised, we will start diplomas.
Good evening. In my four short years at the Learning Center, 2019 has proven to be the smallest graduating class on Team Shannon. However, when I consider that as a team we've completed 97 classes this year and put in nearly 2,800 hours of work experience, I'm aware that 2019 is also proving to be one of the most productive years for Team Shannon. You may have noticed during the dinner presentation that Jordan Boshi graduated on March 10th. While he is unable to attend this evening, we are extremely proud of him and thinking about him during our celebration. Luckily, Team Shannon's other graduate, Haley Redmond, is here this evening. Haley, please come up. Haley enrolled at the Learning Center at the start of this school year. She had previously attended an alternative school in Iowa after several setbacks and poor decisions. Haley begins her autobiography with 3 powerful words: I screwed up. She goes on to admit that she hasn't always treated herself well, often harming herself physically, mentally, and emotionally. When she was at her lowest, she committed to changing her path from one of self-destruction to one of recovery and self-achievement. She knew she needed to make up for lost time and came to Learning Center with a motivated attitude and ready to work, both inside and outside of the classroom. This year, her senior year of high school, she completed 12 academic classes and 5 work experience classes. On May 6th, she made her final revisions to her beloved thesis paper and graduated. Haley plans to attend Metropolitan Community College this fall as a start to her education path towards criminal psychology. Haley holds on to the idea that if you can't love yourself, you won't be able to love anything or anyone else. She's learned this lesson the hard way and trusts she can teach others from her experiences. And I believe she'll do just that, improving the lives of those she meets. Please join me in congratulating Haley Redmond on her graduation.
Way to go, Haley!
All right, hello. I'm Carrie, and I get to talk about 6 Team Carrie members that are graduates this year. We call them teams, but really at Learning Center, we're a family. So as they come to orientation that first day, I warned them, you're getting a family member, and it's me. Graduation, you don't get rid of me, guys. So we're still going to be here for you and want to hear how you're doing, okay? So I'm going to start with Savannah. So if you want to come up. All right. Savannah joined Learning Center in the fall of 2017. According to her cohort, it was her senior year. However, she still needed 19 classes for graduation. Savannah faced an obstacle in another school district prior to coming to Fremont. In her autobiography, she wrote the following to describe her previous school experience. You're not going to graduate. Dropping out would be a better option. You should just give up. We cannot help you. Graduation is just not in your future. These are all of the words that that official at that school told Savannah and her mom as they sat in the conference room trying to get enrolled and on track for graduation. It was after that meeting that Savannah's mom contacted Fremont to try to get Savannah enrolled and back on track to graduate. Ultimately, Savannah moved to Fremont and became part of the Learning Center. To say that Savannah was distrustful of the educational process is an understatement. It was a process to get Savannah to trust in the school and in the reality of graduation. I remember setting goals with Savannah that first time. She was very skeptical of everything that I told her, and I could see the disbelief in her eyes that I was here to help her. Over that first year, the trust grew between Savannah and all of the teachers at Learning Center. She was a morning session student, and I convinced her to attend one block at the high school to try to get closer to graduation. Savannah worked very hard that last year,
last year, often averaging over 25 assignments per week. She ended last year with only 6 classes needed for graduation and was the first graduate on our team this year on November 14th. Savannah credits Learning Center for never giving up on her and pushing her to be successful even on the days she didn't want to be. Savannah is currently working at Casey's in North Bend. She plans to go to college to get a degree where she can help others in either nursing or childcare. Savannah chose a quote by Milton Berle that reads, "If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door." I've seen her do this when it appeared her educational opportunity doors were non-existent. She didn't let those closed doors stop her. Savannah, I feel like this is a great skill for the future. Please help me congratulate Savannah on earning her master's.
Finally get my respect.
Brenda, will you come up? All right. Brenda joined our team at the beginning of second quarter this year. She arrived from Colorado needing 9 classes for graduation and a goal of completing those by December. I remember that first meeting with Brenda when she told me of those plans. We talked about how difficult that would be, but she seemed pretty confident and motivated. Brenda completed insane amounts of homework on a daily basis. She turned in 77 assignments in 1 week during her quest for graduation. Although we didn't quite make that December goal, Brenda did complete her final assignment on January 25th to meet her graduation requirements. Brenda was thankful for the Learning Center providing her the ability to work at her own pace, which was quite fast, and allowing an early graduation. Brenda is currently working for Midland University in the janitorial department. She is also working out, right, to get into better shape to make her dream of becoming a Marine a reality. A favorite quote of Brenda comes from the one and only, in her words, Tupac, which says, "For every dark night, there is a brighter day." Brenda has lived through the dark nights, and now with her diploma in hand and a plan for the future, brighter days are definitely ahead. Congratulations, Brenda. Ethan. Excited to learn that Ethan would be joining my team, as I also had him as a team member in 8th grade. I remembered his good work ethic from back then and had no doubts that he would be successful here too. Ethan arrived to Learning Center this year, needing 9 classes for graduation. Last year was a bit of a struggle for Ethan in terms of getting to school. Let's just say he took a quarter or 2 off. Even with a little stumble, Ethan was still in a good position to graduate with his class this year. Ethan worked hard while he was at school and held down a job at the same time. He was able to use a combination of work experience class and a lot of history to complete his FHS graduation requirements. Ethan completed his final assignment on March 1st. Ethan would like to become employed in construction or as a mechanic in the future. He is currently seeking employment out of the Fremont area, and we wish you nothing but the best. Ethan chose a quote by Ben Parker, who's a Marvel character I learned, which says, "With great power comes great responsibility." Ethan, the greatest responsibility is yet to come, but I know you will handle it well. Good luck. Okay. Tyler began this year needing 8 classes for graduation. Throughout the year, Tyler was able to secure a job and complete several work experience classes to help with electives. He also had Algebra 2A and B to complete. He had an entire year to complete these math classes, so I wasn't worried. Well, until we started fourth quarter and he still wasn't done. But my worries were put to rest on April 16th when Tyler turned in that last math assignment and completed his graduation requirements. This also happened to be 2 days before his birthday, and he had always said, I'm gonna graduate by my birthday. Calm down. Tyler completed the ASVAB this year in preparation to join the Army to become an Army Ranger. After spending some time with family and making some extra money working at Taco John's, he will be ready for this next chapter in his life. Tyler chose a quote from Walt Disney that says, all our dreams can come true if you find the courage to pursue them. I am confident that you have the courage to pursue your dreams and make them come true. Congratulations. All right, getting there. Haley. Haley came to Learning Center in January of 2017, which was the middle of her sophomore year. She had been experiencing back pain and had had a surgery. She was upfront on her application that she missed a lot of school. Her grades were suffering due to absences, and her motivation for school was lacking. Haley missed 80 days of school that first year I knew her. To say that she disliked school, well, that was an understatement. After meeting Haley that first day, I could see how intelligent she really was. We just needed to figure out how to break down the barrier of hating school. This was not an easy task for any of us. However, once Haley started attending school, she gained confidence in herself and worked hard on homework. It is truly an accomplishment for Haley to be standing here graduating with her cohort today. Haley is planning to attend Metro classes this summer to start her general studies. Haley has a deep passion for animals, especially cats. At one point in her time here, she wanted to open a cat sanctuary. There were many days when she would show pictures of the cat she has previously taken in and cared for. Her face, as you can see, lights up when we talk about cats. Haley's quote by Zachary Douglas reads, "The broken will always be able to love harder than most. Once you've been in the dark, you appreciate everything that shines." Haley has been in times of darkness. However, she is currently shining as she's ready to tackle college this summer. Congratulations. And Megan. Megan came to Learning Center in the middle of her junior year. On her application, she wrote that she was having a hard time focusing in class. Megan had many changes in her life that first month, and the Learning Center provided her the consistency and stability to make it through. Megan completed her final math assignment on Tuesday this week, which, as you can see in the picture, happened to be pajama day. And she earned her diploma. Now, there is a story here. So I have this picture in my room of Megan, and she hates it. So when she graduated, I was like, no, Megan, not today. Pajama day. No, she's like, ha, gotcha. She's like, can you come back tomorrow, please? Megan has plans to move to Omaha this summer to become a tattoo apprentice. Her future aspirations include becoming a professional tattoo artist someday. Megan chose the quote, "There is beauty in the struggle, love yours." I have seen Megan struggle over the past 2 years, but she has always embraced the struggle, and the future looks beautiful from here. Congratulations.
the social studies teacher here at the Learning Center. Going to be calling up some of my team members and talking about them a little bit. One thing that we all talk about as teachers is how your kids have affected our lives. There are certain things that will happen to us 5 years from now, and they're like, oh, I remember when Megan did that. That totally reminds me of something like that happened. Or when Jordan did something in my classroom. I even have a graduate from a few years ago, Noah, who I bring up every once in a while. So I just want you all to know, like people always talk about how, you know, teachers affect students' lives and everything, and I'm always very thankful if that's the case. But seriously, you guys stick with us for a very long time into our careers. So we really appreciate that you guys decided to come to the Learning Center and be a part of our team. Particularly my team, I always tell my team members, I'm kind of like a fungus. At first you don't necessarily love me, but I kind of grow on you and you can kind of see why I do what I do. So like I said, I really appreciate you guys tolerating me most of the time. Without further ado, I'm going to get started. So I'm going to start with my first grad, Brayden Rickard. Unfortunately, he could not attend today, but I did want to mention his name. Let everyone know that he did graduate this year. Really proud of him. So, good job for him. And next, Tasha, come on. Oh. I'm going to try to read from my speech. I kind of hate when I do it, but right? Okay. So, Tasha started with us at the Learning Center in August of this year. With 5 classes left to graduate, but in reality, I've known Pasha a little bit longer than that. Actually, had her at the high school when we taught there for a block each day. Through my geography class, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But anyways, I really, right, well, I hope so, because that's what he did. But anyways, when I found out she was coming to the Learning Center and that she was going to be on my team, I was really excited about that. I mentioned earlier that she needed 5 classes in order to graduate. 2 of those were English classes, and 3 of them were electives. She worked very hard in and out of school. While she was at the quad in the high school, she told me that she worked a lot of hours. Well, I mean, she told me that, and I believed her, I guess, until I really saw the pay stubs that she was turning in, and my goodness, I mean, this girl works a ton, so like, I don't even know if I work that much now. So anyways, she definitely used those work experience or vocational programs to her benefit. She finished those 3 elective classes plus an additional 7 elective classes with work experience. So she did an awesome job. And one of the things that Pasha told me when she started is, I'm going to find a way to graduate before the end of first quarter. It's going to happen. And just kind of like Carrie, we're always stressing. It's like, okay, it's fine. You know, we only got this many assignments left. But, you know, just another one. Okay. But anyways, on October 9th, which is the last day of first quarter, she did that. She turned in her final assignment in creative writing. So I was very happy for that. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Now in her future plan, Pasha mentioned that she wanted to keep working, save money, start climbing that, you know, kind of that managerial ladder a little bit. And then afterwards, maybe save up some money, and then decide if she wants to go the route of going to college or just moving on to something else. Can't wait to hear how things turn out for you. Keep working hard and striving for your happiness. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2019 grad, Pasha Jones. Okay, come on up, Haley. That's right. Okay. Well, Haley Irving is another student that came into the Learning Center, but I knew prior to her coming here with us, I had her in the Tiger Quad when she was just a sophomore. I remembered her hard work and boisterous personality, and of course her artwork, which I still have up in my room, that drawing that you made. Remember that. I will selfishly admit that one of the reasons I enjoyed Haley so much was that she brightened up my day with that personality and the artwork that she was, she was always happy to paint windows or do drawings and just show them to me. That would always, like I said, would brighten up my day. And I'm not sure if any of you know this, but the theme that we have for this year with the grade classification sheets that all of your graduating seniors got with the stickers on and everything. Haley actually drew that. And we decided to run with it and make it our theme for the Learning Center. I mean, we got permission for copyright such and such, so we got that covered. And this is kind of on a personal note, when we talk about students affecting us, one of the activities that we did last year was doing paintings on canvas. And I once tried to do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the person I was working with said it looked like if your face got shot off. So I'm not very artistic. However, Haley helped me out. I wanted to do a mountain setting and whatnot. And what we did, she kind of helped me draw it and paint it a little bit. And in the shadow it says, I love you to the moon and back, with a big moon on the back. And I want to let Haley know that actually hangs in my kids' room. And every single night before they go to bed, they have it just kind of memorized right now. I would tell my kids, I love you, and they'll both say, to the moon and back. So like I said, that's a huge example of how your kids affect us and have a part in our lives. So yeah, I just wanted to let you all know that. Anyways, Haley started with us January of last year. She was coming off of a few setbacks, but she was excited to come back. I was excited to see her. She had a great attitude when she arrived. I could tell how much she had matured since I had last seen her as well. When last school year ended, she had 6 classes left to graduate. She didn't quite get where she wanted to, but she worked so hard. It was such a joy to have her in class. She told me at the beginning of the year that she was going to be done by Halloween. One of my students had these goals at just certain times to get out of here. But that's true. That's right, I was. It was mysterious. That's right. Well, good for you then to get out just in time. But yet, sure enough, you finished your last class on October 24th, and that's your diploma, or not your diploma, you graduated. I know you've been through plenty, Haley. It's made you strong, tenacious. I can't wait to see what's next for you. I know you're talking about going to Metro, starting classes there, so I'm super excited about that. Feel free to visit anytime, share your art with us, paint our windows. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to the Learning Center. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm not crying, you're crying. All right, next, could Jade Krickemeyer come up here, please? Thank you. On time, all right. Okay. Well, Jade started with us at the Learning Center last year on April 23rd. I will say it took me until about the second quarter of this year to realize that he had teeth and would smile at me when I say hi and everything. There it is. Yeah, beautiful. Jade was always very businesslike while he was with us at the Learning Center. He kind of wanted to get his work done, wanted to get going on stuff. Like I said, worked hard to make him laugh every once in a while in class, and time to time I succeeded. One of the things that I'm always thankful for is parents kind of participating in the process, like allowing us to give you a phone call and say, hey, could you make sure Jade gets here on time today? Or we really want to, and bless your dad and mom for like being okay with those phone calls. It's like, no, okay. So, but yeah, we always appreciate that. Jade was a hard worker. He put his mind to it, and on April 1st, no fooling, Jade turned in his last math assignment and graduated. And I know some people, like in English and social studies, but ending with math. That's how I ended college. It took me 5 years instead of 4, so I get it. So anyway, Jade had mentioned that he would like to work in the HVAC industry at some point, eventually owning his own business, and I hope he continues towards those goals. Jade says his life motto is, if you want something, you have to work for it. Well, you're absolutely right, and that's what you've done. You worked for it, and you've earned this diploma. So ladies and gentlemen, 2019 grad, Jade Krickemeyer. All right, Jordan, come on up. Well, this is another one of those times where I knew a student before they started with us at the Learning Center, but I knew Jordan before I even saw him at the high school, really, because I used to coach his older brother Brett way back when in wrestling. So kind of had a little bit of a connection with the Ware family. Coach Brett, taught Brett, Zach as well, and now Jordan. So I'm kind of happy I get to help close it out a little bit. So it makes me excited. All right. Anyways, Jordan started with us at the Learning Center on February 19th of this year. Now he needed to complete 11 classes. That's a lot in a very short amount of time. I remember orientation with Jordan. Dad and I set very specific goals of everything he needed to do correctly in order to graduate. He had attendance goals for here and at the high school, along with academics that were tailored towards each of his classes. I was very frank with him and Dad, explaining to them that if any of these goals were not accomplished, you would not graduate on time. After saying that, I actually noticed Jordan's eyes got focused, and he knew it was time to set things aside and start thinking about school. And he did exactly that. In the 11 weeks we had Jordan at the Learning Center, his attendance was great, and he averaged 30 assignments per week. Okay? He was also dual enrolled at the high school and completed 3 classes in the span of 2 blocks, so he did something extra every single day in order to get that done. Like I said, I've known Jordan ever since his freshman year, and I've never seen him so focused and motivated. It was really a joy to have him in class, see him working hard, keeping positive, that great attitude. We said, this is going to be a tough road to hoe. We have a lot of stuff to do. He really, he kept that positive attitude. He had that smile, which was always nice. Most of the time I saw that walking down the hall. I was always happy to see it, much more happy to see it in class this year. And you know what? Today was the day that hard work paid off. You turned in your last assignment, completed high school. Jordan talked about maybe going to college, maybe playing in the NFL someday. I truly hope that dream comes true, but one thing I know for sure is that if you attack your future goals, the same vigor you did these last 11 weeks, you have so much potential. I mean, not even just in sports, go to college. You have it there. The sky's really the limit, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, 2019 grad, Jordan Ware.
Last round, folks. My first graduate, I believe, is Shelby. Can you come forward, please? I want to begin by sharing some teacher comments that I read about Shelby. Shelby is a quiet member of the class who has a considerate and thoughtful nature. She works hard and always does her best. She is kind and generous in her dealings with everyone. Shelby has a wonderful imagination. When in a group situation, she emerges as a leader. She also works well independently. Either way, she produces work to be proud of. Shelby has an extensive knowledge in most subjects that we discuss, and all of this from her 5th grade teacher in her elementary school in Las Vegas. Right? I could say a lot of the same virtuous compliments to her today. I'm the head teacher for Learning Center, so I get the honor of going through the cumulative folders when students come over, and I read through that and thought, I know that girl. That's exactly what I see. Shelby recognizes that her life changes have helped to shape her. She appreciates new experiences as well as the value of the relationships with the people around her. Also contributing to her mental strength growing up has been dancing. In her words, dance has guided me through life. I wasn't taught just how to do a pirouette, but I was taught discipline, respect, and strength. You have to keep going even when your feet are covered in blisters and your body feels like it might fall apart. Dance has always been a way to express myself when words just don't do that. Shelby has a positive outlook and she appreciates the process to get to where she's going. In her autobiography, she quotes Blaise Pascal, who said, "The struggle alone pleases us, not the victory." Shelby enrolled at Learning Center last fall with 14 classes needed for graduation. She made consistent progress in her classes, and she also got a job to help earn some work experience credits, despite the fact that working actually had to take away from some of her dance hours. I think she would probably say it was worth the sacrifice, and she completed all of her requirements in 3 quarters. Shelby is enrolled at Capital School of Hairstyling and Aesthetics for classes to become a certified esthetician. Makeup, she wrote, is a way to empower women as well as a way to incorporate art and creativity at the same time. I also would add that your ability to empower others will also come from how you respect and value your relationships around you. Shelby, keep smiling, keep learning, and keep finding new goals for yourself. Congratulations on your diploma. Zach Duran. Zach enrolled at Learning Center on December 3rd, 2018, halfway through his senior year. He completed his last 8 classes for graduation at Learning Center on April 24th. These are Zach's words from his autobiography. In a normal high school, I had a hard time keeping up with all of the assigned work. I ended up feeling so overwhelmed that I didn't do the work at all, which caused me to fail some classes. My brothers and sisters told me to enroll here because I could work at my own pace, which has really helped me to get more work done. Being at Learning Center also has helped my grades really improve, as because I don't feel this overwhelming pressure to get 2 or 3 pages of homework in all my classes before the next day. I know when I'm at Learning Center, I'm academically the best me I can and ever could be. Zach also benefited from the independent structure of the Learning Center because he was able to take semester classes he needed to offset some academic holes from transferring in another district. Despite his regular affirmations that learning is hard, he's a persistent learner who takes the time to not simply learn processes, but also the big idea concepts. He pays close attention to acute details and persists to pursue an idea until he attains full understanding. Zach has a strong interest in science and plans to pursue a 4-year degree, possibly in forensic science or coding, to apply in an investigation type setting. Zach, I have every confidence that you will enjoy the challenge of the university classes to further pursue your dream as working as either a computer programmer or crime scene investigation, or perhaps both. We are very proud of you of your achievements and cannot wait to see what else you decide to pursue after graduation. Thank you for including us in your journey, and congratulations on earning your diploma. And Brenton, please come forward. Brenton enrolled at Learning Center on December 17th. These are some of the words he shared in his reflection. I owe a lot of what I have learned in life because of my grandparents. I have also learned a lot from people in my community. The people in my community are very supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. Brenton was one of the many Fremont students who were affected by flood waters in March. I am so grateful that Brenton had the support of his family and the Fremont community during that time. Not only was he helping his family recover from flooding, but he had to work on completing graduation requirements. I felt terrible asking for him to keep up with everything, but he followed through and completed the last of his English assignments this morning. Talk about dedication. Very possibly, his involvement in sports growing up is also part of the reason why he's so determined to follow through on his goals. He played soccer and baseball, but by far, hockey is the favorite. Brenton's most immediate plans are to continue working and await his daughter, who will be born in July. He says that his family and friends have definitely helped to prepare him for parenthood, and he's excited but still very nervous. Let me say again that I'm excited for you, and that it's okay to be nervous. What I have observed helping you over the last part of your senior year is that you're mindful and you appreciate the community that supports you, and I've seen you give back to that community over and over again. I cannot wait to see you successful and happy with your family in the future. You worked hard, you kept your cool through a lot of tough moments this year, but I feel like you're better prepared for all of life's exciting adventures yet to come. We hope you will check back with us occasionally. Thank you and congratulations. And last but not least, Miss Elizabeth. Elizabeth enrolled at Learning Center in September of 2015. I talked with Elizabeth and her mom at the beginning of that school year, and learned a little bit about her story. During Elizabeth's freshman year, she began having allergic reactions to a number of elements. Her allergies made attending the high school virtually impossible and life-threatening. Her academic progress slowed and brought on periods of depression. Over the last few years, we have watched Elizabeth grow up, and in truth, it seems a little surreal that we're standing here at graduation tonight. It's not completely unexpected, as we have seen her mature into the young lady that you see before you today. Even after working through many of the allergy preventatives and plans, this year has many other growth challenges for her personally that she has had to work through. These are a few words that she wrote in her future plan. When people ask me how I am now, I have no words. I'm relieved, I'm stressed, I'm sad, I'm tired, I'm pained, but I am so ready to graduate. I'm ready to start the next chapter of my life. Although I have no idea what my next step is, I know that whatever it will be, I will work hard for it and eventually achieve it. With a $10,000 scholarship burning a hole in my pocket, I have many opportunities to consider during the next 2 to 4 years. I hope to go to Metropolitan Community College and complete my prerequisites. Once I've used up my scholarship, I plan to go to Rockhurst University to get a degree in secondary education to become a 7th grade history teacher. I also hope to be directing underneath Dig Site Productions to bring film world to Nebraska for young students who have potential. Filmmaking has been a part of our history. It gives us a chance to learn. I hope to express that film plays into history, and as Robert Altman has said, filmmaking is a chance to live many lifetimes. I want to commend you, Elizabeth, for your strength, your beauty inside and out, and I'm excited to see what futures play out in your films. Best wishes always, and congratulations. All right, we made it. Thank you all for listening so attentively. Can I get one last round of applause for all of our graduates? As promised, we have cake, which might be a big indicator for why I'm here. No, I'm kidding. It's the people. But we have cake, we have refreshments. We want you to sit and enjoy and live in the moment and talk to each other. You're more than welcome to stick around. I wanted to talk about the memorabilia on your tables. So you're welcome to take everything you have in front of you, aside from the vases. Those stay. But the flowers are for you. The cards, the photo frames are for you. We also want to have a picture with all of our graduates. So as we wrap up here and everybody starts to grab their dessert, we want to pull all our graduates aside so we can get a class picture. There's a photo booth in the back if anyone's feeling creative and up for some fun. So thank you again. We're really proud of all our grads, and thank you for coming to celebrate.
Thank you.